All right, so before we actually even start this video, I need to shout out my wife for one of the coolest shirts ever. Cool uncle, because I mean, I am a cool uncle. Some may say I'm the coolest uncle. Anyways, I just wanted to shout the shirt out before we got to the video. So today's video is about one of my favorite movies. So this movie is about a high school kid who is really good at a certain sport. He's always been good at this sport. His friends love him for it. They play with him. He's popular for it, etc. You get the point. But throughout this movie, towards the beginning, we find out, oh wait, he actually starts to like something else, something different, something that most of his friends wouldn't really accept or even like themselves. Then going through the movie, he gets to the point where he basically has to choose one or the other. It's a big championship game, but it's also the big event, and he ends up choosing. And at this point, he kind of has to show who he really is and his real interests, even if his friends aren't going to accept them, or even his family for that matter may not even accept them. So you're probably thinking I'm talking about High School Musical, but that was so dumb. Anyways, no, I am talking about Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. Now, before we go any further, I want to make it really clear that no, I'm not saying one movie's better than the other. What I am saying is that Disney found a blueprint that worked and then reused it a few years later, and not that many people even noticed. And that's what I think is the most interesting part, to be honest. I don't know why I'm getting so hyped up, but I do. And a big reason this comparison is overlooked in the first place is actually pretty simple. A lot of people never really knew Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off in the first place. It was a one-off Disney Channel original movie in the early era of DCOMs. Try saying that 5 times fast. Holy. One-off Disney Channel original movie in the early era of DCOMs. One-off Disney Channel original movie in the early era of DCOMs. Okay, maybe it's not that hard. There also wasn't a big soundtrack push. There were no franchise plans. And really, there was no long-term marketing behind it. It aired, it did its job, and then it quietly moved on. That early DCOM era was still experimental. Disney was figuring out what stuck and what didn't. And honestly, once you line the movies up, the similarities are pretty hard to ignore. Eddie's a basketball player who secretly loves cooking. Nope. Eddie's a baseball player who secretly loves cooking. Troy is a basketball player who discovers he secretly loves cooking. Nope. Troy is a basketball star who secretly discovers he likes singing. And in both cases, the talent isn't the issue. They're actually both really good at it. The problem is how it clashes with the version of themselves everybody else sees. So in both movies, it's not about the talent, it's about the, I guess, permission. So both characters start getting pushback from the people closest to them. Teammates feel betrayed. Friends question their loyalty. And they're told directly or indirectly that they need to pick one thing. I don't know why I started putting this hand up, but they need to pick one thing. And the funniest part about this is neither of these conflicts would even exist if other people weren't watching. Basically, the pressure is social, not internal. And then both movies build towards the same kind of moment. A big competition, a big performance, a big high school event. Then everything collides at once, basically forcing the character to show who they really are. And spoiler, I know it's been 25 years or 20 years for the High School Musical, but they don't just choose one thing. They prove, and I know this is such a Disney moment, that they can be both. In Eddie's, it's a cook-off. In High School Musical, the final performance. Both moments are public, both are emotional, and both end with the crowd and their friends finally accepting them. And Disney loves this kind of message. You don't have to fit into one box. And honestly, that message works, especially for kids. So here's the real question. Why did High School Musical turn into this massive phenomenon while Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off stayed a standalone movie? I think there are a few big reasons. You have the music. Songs give a movie the staying power. They create the rewatchability, and they live on outside of the movie. Eddie's obviously didn't have that. Then you have timing. High School Musical hit at the perfect moment. Let me make that more clear. Perfect moment. I'm trying to enunciate better. Disney Channel was exploding. Teen pop culture was peaking. Basically, everything was lining up at the exact right time. And then last but not least, I would say the franchise potential. High School Musical was built to continue. There was a big ensemble cast, clear character arcs, plus room to grow. But Eddie's story, it was self-contained, and frankly, Disney Channel treated it that way. And this isn't about dragging Disney for copying Eddie's for High School Musical, because I'm almost 30 years old and I am a massive High School Musical fan still. This is about realizing Disney tested the story once, figured out why it worked, and then refining it into something even bigger. Essentially, both movies did exactly what they were meant to do. One just had the perfect storm behind it. So now I'm curious, are there any other Disney Channel movies you think quietly laid the groundwork for others? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.